Alright, it's about 9 o'clock in the morning, a little bit after, on the 6th of August 2022. Battery is showing 47.5 now, as it's up from 44 this last night. Got 100 watts of charge coming in. I almost hate to leave. But I said I'd be out by 9, so we're pretty close. Yeah, I swear, I've got the nicest interactions with law enforcement on this trip. Yeah, a guy comes rolling up in the SUV and the lights are going. I'm like, okay, cool. So I just walk over and say hi. And what are you doing? I'm charging. What? That's not in the vocabulary. So I had to explain it. By the end, he was a convert. I mean, this guy was like duly impressed. That's pretty cool. So anyway, told him, yeah, my battery was dead from last night, so I just needed a little time to charge. And he was checking it all out and showed all the stuff and told him where I had been, and he was like, what? Then the watch commander lady showed up and talked to her for a little bit, and I better change that tire. That one's just about to go. Well, I was almost ready to roll. Okay, we'll fix that and then we'll go. Anyway, so yeah, time was all said and done. Everybody's happy, and told them I'll be out just as soon as I can. So we are south of Denver, so that's the last of the big cities, I think, for a while. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there. Denver, I think, is the biggest and worst one that I'm dealing with. I'm going to try to get around Albuquerque, because that was a pain in the butt getting through there too. So otherwise, El Paso really wasn't a problem. I've biked through El Paso once, twice, 3 times now, so I know the way a little better. So yeah, okay, we'll fix that tire. I was going to do it and I forgot. So okay, then we'll go. All right, almost 10 o'clock. I got 110 watts of charge coming in right now. I almost hate to leave. Battery is up 47.8. So we're getting there. All right, summary of mishaps. From the Navy, we would have about a weekly summary of mishaps of all the things that happened, more or less fleet-wide. They probably would summarize it a little bit. So there's what the tire looks like. Yeah, my finger sticking through it. So yeah, that one was about time to go. Glad I saw it. That would have been bad. Just would have been annoying. All right. There's apparently a Renaissance fair down the road a ways, so that's why I got all this freaking traffic. That's gonna be annoying. I should get out of here as quick as I can. Like 2 hours ago. Okay, so what happened? Pull the wheel off. Oh, I changed the bearings on that wheel, so maybe it'll roll a little better. The other side probably needs it. Not going to do it yet. Okay. As I'm pulling the wheel off, I knocked the bike over. The bike breaks the main wire that charges the battery, so I had to replace that connector. Not a big deal. And at the same time, it broke the mirror off, so I had to fix that with epoxy again. So, yeah. Little things, just keeps adding up. So in addition to changing the tire, yeah, just why not, right? So now we get to pick everything up and load it up and try again. So now that I'm basically disconnected and the battery's getting a good charge, I think to get out of the hole I'm in here, I'll just go ahead and disconnect, push the trailer back there, and then take the bike, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah. Anyway. Be on the road by 10, but we got excellent solar right now. Also, since it is 10 o'clock, the sun is high enough that it'll actually give me a decent charge when I am riding. Before 10 o'clock, you end up running the battery dead because you're not getting enough charge yet. So, all right, here we go. I'm on a road called Wolfensberger. Angling towards Interstate 25. Just thought this was nice. Had to climb up a pretty serious hill. I had the motor in 900 watt mode, which I almost never use, but figured it's that or a walk. And first thing in the morning, I really wasn't in the mood for killing myself. I still had to pedal pretty hard. So it was a good hill. This is pretty country though. I gotta imagine it's expensive here. got off of the other road because there's that Renaissance Fair, and I was getting a lot of traffic on that, and there seemed to be less traffic here, so figured get away from that if we can. Got about 10 miles, maybe less, to the freeway. And then we just start chipping away. Should be able to run faster now with lots of sunshine, so giddy up. Okay, there's some dramatic backlighting. I know it's pretty windy, so I'm going to keep this one really short. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon. I've been riding in the rain off and on for about the last hour. It's not raining very hard, and I'm realizing I don't really mind riding in the rain. It's just that it's going to get dark here pretty soon. I saw a turnoff. There's no restrooms, but it's at least safely off the freeway. So I figured I'm just going to stop here and call it a night. Got good cell phone coverage, so I can get a video uploaded. Anyway, looks like out of the 10-day forecast, about 4 or 5 days are going to have rain. And it's like, I guess I should realize how lucky I've been, because I haven't had very much weather to deal with on most of the trip. It's just, without the power of getting good solar, it's really hard to keep pushing. So that leaves me limited options. Yeah. Some creative ideas I was thinking about. The last truck stop I was at, I stopped at a Flying J. They had a driver's break area, so you get your cup of coffee and you sit down at a table, and all the tables had USB ports for charging your phone, and some of them had a regular wall outlet on them. I'm like, well, I could probably walk in there with my battery and charger and get charged. It's definitely something to think about for future trips. If I had a smaller charger or something, if I could just put it all in a backpack and just walk in and plug a cord in, set the backpack on the ground or something, maybe it wouldn't be too obvious what I was doing, and just sit there and drink my cup of coffee. I don't know. I mean, the first half of the trip I was so focused on solar only as a point of just proving it could be done, and now I'm just trying to get home and I don't really care so much. The other possibility would be hit a library for a couple hours in the morning and recharge then, and then I could drive the rest of the day more or less. Thing is, without solar, a full battery isn't enough to run the whole day. It's just, I can run the whole day if I have solar plus a full charge. It's just, I mean, it's like Justin, the guy at Grin Cycles, was talking about that. On their solar bikes for the Sun trip, they figured they had the equivalent of about 5 or 6 fully charged batteries. They were using 1 or 2 batteries, and then the solar kept topping them off, was the idea. So I'm running a lot heavier, and I have less solar than what they had. So yeah, it just keeps coming back to that. It's like, well, I'm too heavy. So not much I can do about that. I am getting a tiny amount of solar, at least off of the clouds. So if I sit still now, I'll have something for morning. And it's like I had to put the phone away because it started raining again. So this phone is more broken than the first one was. So it's got a big hole in it. So if it gets any water on it, it's just going to quit working. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know what my miles are for today. I should probably look it up. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Okay, yeah, I got 42 miles today, so a little bit short. Should have done better, but yeah. Well, like what happened was when I saw that the storm was coming in, I stopped a couple exits back. I hit the Arby's, had lunch, had a Jamocha shake, was watching it rain outside, I'm like, hit the Safeway, stocked up on food. Then I'm like, well, it's not raining too hard, and that was kind of what I was seeing, is the forecast said it wasn't going to rain too hard. So I go ahead and get on the freeway, and then it just poured for about 15 minutes. So I'm like, well, I'm wet anyway. And then I saw up ahead was the Flying J, which was the original plan was to stop there yesterday. And I came up short because of the storm. And I was like, well, okay. So I pulled in and grabbed a cup of coffee because I haven't had any coffee for a while. And sat there and, you know, sat at the window, watched it rain some more. And I'm like, well, it's not raining that hard, right? So I'm like, well, I might as well get on the road. But now I'm in Colorado Springs, and there's a lot of traffic right now. So it's kind of sketchy. If I can leave first thing in the morning, I'm hoping it's less traffic, because it'll be Sunday morning, right? So that should be less scary. And then I'll be out of town, and then it'll be fine. So there's no restrooms here, but the next off-ramp had a McDonald's, I think. So what I'll do is get loaded up here, roll to the next off-ramp, hit the McDonald's, use the restroom there, and then I'll be ready to hit the road. So that's my big plan for the day. But I'm 150 miles left in Colorado. If I can get back to the miles I'm supposed to be doing, well, it's 3 days and 2 good days, right? Something like that. And then it's 450 miles through New Mexico still. So we're getting there. So about 2 weeks from home, and it looks like there's a lot less weather happening in Texas than there is up here. So the further south I go, the better it should be for weather. So just keep pushing. And yeah, I guess what I'm realizing, it's like the rain isn't so bad. It's just the complete lack of solar when a day like this happens. When I was at the Arby's, I had 165 watts of solar when the sun came out, and it dropped it down to 25. You know, so if I could have sat there for an hour at 165 watts, I could have rode for a couple hours. But half the time I was there, it was rainy, and so I didn't get anything. So it's just one of those things. Like right now, here comes the sun again, you know, for a couple minutes. But if I sit still, I can aim the panels towards the sun a little better. Maybe I'll get something for tomorrow. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for right now. It's like, yeah, and the other thing is I don't have really good rain gear for riding. I'm just not set up for riding. I do have that poncho, which I can wear when I'm sitting still, which isn't too bad. So yeah, I think we'll just kind of chill here and get as much sun as we can, so at least warm up the batteries a little bit for tomorrow. And we'll just make it up as we go, just every day, just keep chipping away. Anyway, that's it for now. As always, thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for all the support. Welcome to all the new people. And every day is closer to home. Bye for now.